It's 24 hours to go and we're still on track.
Yes, we are, and here we are. In fact, these elections, like I kept saying, it's history making in Nigeria. And well, let's see, Nigerians know it's their turn now. They have the final say. The
Yes.
politicians have it for a whole 4 years. Maybe sometimes that the case may be it could be 8 years, and it will come back to the Nigerians to determine who they want to govern them.
Yeah, and it's important to note some facts about this. Some peculiar facts about this election is that this 2023 election would witness the largest electorate in the history of Nigeria. That's something to note. It will also include the country's largest ever, most youthful electorate.
Election.
Yes. And that's an improvement, I must say. That shows that there seems to be more youth inclusion
Yes.
in this particular elections.
election.
Youths are really coming out.
cast their
Yes,
votes.
you will see that the conversation has gone beyond. In fact, these days, it's like the youths are the ones telling their parents, their uncles, their aunties, you should actually go out to vote. You know, are you happy with how things are? Don't you want things to be better? So this has shown that youths this year are really involved in this process.
Yes, some time ago, whilst I was still in tertiary institutions, then you feast on scholarly articles, you're asked to go and do assignment, and for the course that I studied in school that is very, very peculiar to government and politics and policies and dispositions from government actions and the response from the citizens. I stumbled into an article, in a particular scholarly article, not written by any Nigerian professor, but by an American. And he said, a time will come in Nigeria, because then you just stumble on things and you read, you just develop your appetite to read, you're just voracious. And he said, a time will come in Nigeria that the youths who were earlier being deceived or used to foment trouble during elections are going to rise up. And they would demand for good governance.
Yes.
They would demand it. They would demand for it in such an aggressive way that even the politicians who used to use the youth for nefarious and
Activities.
dastardly acts will be shocked at the turnaround and the disposition of the youths. And I'm hoping that this election is going to be that particular turnaround.
Yes.
Yes, I'm saying that because when you see the youth, some time ago they were the ones used to foment trouble, the snatch ballot boxes. We are not saying that is completely out of the fray, but we believe the Nigerian army and other security agencies are on ground to tackle any of such acts.
Yes, we've been seeing videos on social media. I don't know if you stumbled on any of these videos. Soldiers, army tanks,
I saw them.
soldiers, in their large numbers coming into Lagos, and different trust Nigerians. Different people have started to make memes out of it. I've seen one where they said, if you feel like joining your ancestors, just snatch ballot boxes. Then they put these soldiers and all that. I want to believe that this particular election tomorrow and the 11th of March 2023, which is the gubernatorial elections, I want to believe that this will be it will make a very significant change in the history of Nigeria's elections, in the history of Nigeria's electoral process.
Yes.
I want to really hope that this time around, with the advent or the invention or the introduction of the BVAS system, for general elections, amongst other things, I am hopeful that we would see a change in the pattern of the electioneering process during the elections and even post elections.
Yes, and I believe what people want to see is not just the electioneering process, but the transparency in the process. Because INEC though we must give it to INEC in a certain way, in the sense that since they've been conducting elections since our entry into the Fourth Republic, since from 1999, INEC has been conducting elections. We could see that there is a level of improvement as we move from one election era to the next. We've been seeing an improvement from INEC, and who could have thought about the BVAS system and the transmission of votes via the electronic means if it was going to come to materialize? Because we knew then when these policies came into the fore, and we have the protagonists of the policy,
especially the e-transmission of results was hit with a lot of backlash. It wasn't going to be accepted into the system. There were a lot of issues surrounding the e-transmission of results. But like you said, we should give it to INEC.
Yeah, they've really
this time around. Yes. But then today we are open to take your calls on the show. Let us know. It's 24 hours to go. Would you like to call us to share your thoughts on anything? The phone lines are open. 0700-1021-1021 is the number to call. I take that again. 0700-1021-1021 is the number to call. We'll take a breather now.
Yes.
When we're back, we'll go straight into the dailies. Just stay tuned.
Join us Mondays to Fridays at 7:05 a.m. to 8 a.m. for freshly baked stories on the newspaper review at High Impact 102.1 FM. Follow us on social media at High Impact 102.1 FM or call 0700 1021 1021. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
Thank you for staying tuned. It is still newspaper review on High Impact 102.1 FM. Let me take the phone lines again in case you're wondering, how do I call into this program? How do I share my thoughts? 0700-1021-1021 is the number to call, and we'll be here to take your thoughts. Very quickly, let's delve straight into the dailies this morning. What does the Punch newspaper have for us today? The major story says pre-election violence. Military others begin raids on hoodlums' hideouts. The writer says 4 killed, 63 arrested, weapons recovered as thugs attack Kano NNPP supporters. I saw this yesterday and I was really concerned. We're counting down to the elections. All of these things. We're talking about this yesterday
with the NOA
even on the review, we were talking about how these politicians and people aspiring for office, political aspirants, need to talk to their party faithfuls and those that are supporting them to ensure that they are not going about fomenting trouble.
Yes.
In a bid to support their preferred candidates. So I think that is very necessary.
Yes, it is. And we hope that the National Orientation Agency and that part of Tambos, especially in the north, would have done their public orientation, not just using the English language, but using the local dialect, which a lot of people will have very good understanding
communicates
of.
better there.
Yeah.
Still on that story, Enugu PDP reps candidate, Imo APC Labour Party chairman attacked, driver burnt to death. Another pre-election violence issue here. Moving on from that story, polls be peaceful. United States President Joe Biden urges Nigerians. Details on page 16. 87.2 million PVCs collected. Lagos, Kano, Kaduna top list. You get details of that story on page 8 of the Punch newspaper. Alleged crime. How Finnish police grilled released pro-Biafran agitator Ekpa. You get details on page 16. Away from that, federal government shortlist firms to audit post assets. That's the page 22 read. And lastly, on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning, Lagos motorists groan over multiple levies. Get details on page 4.
Welcome back. Now, the lines to call 0700 1021 1021. I'm going to be looking at stories making the rounds on front page of the Guardian newspaper. The central caption says, borders shut, INEC upbeat. Buhari in Daura as 87.2 million votes. Okay, borders shut, INEC upbeat. Buhari in Daura as 87.2 million votes. And there are some writers of that story. Lagos, Kano lead in PVCs collected. INEC clears air on alleged preloaded beavers. Abide by peace accord. Biden tells Tinubu, Atiku, Obi, and others. United Nations diplomatic community laud signing of peace pact. Meta to activate mechanism to fight fake news. NCC ignores fraudulent messages of network shutdown. Situation flum to NCC. Nigerians will hold you responsible if BVAS fails. Okay. MTN explains telecoms network freeze during elections.
You know, I like the fact that the NCC has come out to state categorically that ignore fraudulent messages of network shut down. We've been getting some messages, just as we've been getting some people have been sharing things with me on social media, how they said they will shut down all banking apps. You will not be able to do any transaction, network will freeze. You know, a number of things have been circulating, and we always do well to tell you here that look out for fake news. Some of these things, if it's not coming from the verified page, do not believe it. But we have a caller on the line this morning. Good morning, thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Saxus. I'm calling from Giwa.
All right, please go ahead. Are you there? All right, do well to call us back. 0700-1021-1021 is the number to call. So all of this fake news, it just starts with one person. So I saw one yesterday as well where someone was circulating something about if you don't have your PVC, you can still go and vote. You just need to print out a particular slip. And I was telling you, I said, this is not even real because the way they spelled the Beavers in the circular is not even correct. You know, when you see information that is not true from an authorized
especially from INEC, as long as elections are concerned,
you will know that this is from an authorized body. You wouldn't be seeing typographical errors and a number of issues like that. So be very careful. Any information that is not coming from the verified source, do not believe it. It's good to know that.
And do not resend it as well.
Exactly.
Do not forward it.
Forwarded many times. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Prosper. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
All right, please go ahead.
I want to talk something about the election.
Okay. We can hear you. All right. Please do well to call us back. 0700-1021-1021. I take that again, 0700-1021-1021.
Yeah, that particular headline I took, borders shut, INEC upbeat, Buhari in Daura as 87.2 million votes. There is a particular writer to that story, says, situation room to NCC, Nigerians will hold you responsible if BVAS fails. Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Politicians may trick Nigerians with new naira for votes, Yaga wants. Politicians may trick Nigerians with new naira for votes, Yaga wants. Rivers APC petitions European Union election observers, United States International Criminal Court on rising insecurity. Rivers APC petitions European Union elections observers, United States International Criminal Court on rising insecurity. 4 killed, 63 arrested as rival party supporters clash in Kano State. 4 killed, 63 arrested as rival party supporters clash in Kano State. A 10-year-old boy down with stroke, all in art, needs 7 million naira for surgeries. You get that story on the Metro section, page 9. We have a caller again. Good morning. Hello. What's your name and where you're calling us from?
I'm George calling from Akowanja.
George from Akowanja, welcome to the newspaper review. What's your story?
Yeah, my story is that this election we're going to vote tomorrow Saturday. Everybody should come out and vote, because if you can see what is happening in Southeast now, that tells you that people are biased. They are afraid to vote. And this is an opportunity for every Nigerian. Those who say this government is bad, this government is this, that is an opportunity for them to choose the best government that they need, they deserve. You understand?
Yes.
And as for the security operatives, they are working hard, they are trying, they are doing their best. Because nobody has the monopoly of life. If you say you're area boy, come out to go and do Yamanama, you see Yamanama immediately. You understand?
Yes.
You come out and do nothing, you see nonsense. You do not anyhow, you see anyhow tomorrow. We are ready.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for
very
sharing
much.
with us.
The caller there expressing his trust on the security and his confidence in the security system, and since that we've seen the Nigerian army being deployed recently to go man specific areas, and of course it's on the newspapers that they've been combing some of the idols, criminal idols,
hoodlums.
Yes. Now, at the base of the front page of the Guardian newspaper, Naira redesign, Buhari hasn't breached Supreme Court order, Malami insists. And Nigerians go to the poll amid hope, high stakes, huge expectations. Those are the last lines on the front page of the Guardian newspaper.
Right. From the Guardian newspaper, let's go to the Daily Trust this morning. On the front page of the Daily Trust, 24 hours to go. How Atiku, Tinubu, Obi, Kwankwanso will share 87 million votes. 24 hours to go. How Atiku, Tinubu, Obi, Kwankwanso will share 87 million votes. The writer says it's too close to call. That's from experts. Ex-Vice President Ashiwaju for epic battle. Popularity test for former Anambra governor. Those are the writers to that story. We have another caller on the line. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the review. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Kenny from Obiju.
All right, Kenny, please share your story. What do you want to express with us this morning?
This election is going to be very, very unique. And it's going to be an election of eyes opener, especially for the youth. You know, it is so easy for the youth to be manipulated in the previous election because there is a money to fight for. But now, the money is not due. Now, what do they want to fight for? Go have to go and kill yourself for nothing. And by God's grace, after this election, you see the heights of the youth. It's all being opener. You know the reason why? The challenge has brought our brain leading to the poverty, leading to the mentality poverty. And we cannot reason, we cannot think. Just money. And I want to appreciate God also for the security. You know, if they have been doing this right from the beginning of our election, it's never easy. It's difficult for anybody to stand up and say what to say. But they also today we are being bought with these politicians there. You see that they just fold their hands in UK. But now no money for them to. So God help us. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenny. You know, it's good to know. It's very good to note that I like the energy of our callers this morning. They're very optimistic. They're hopeful, and they believe that this particular election is going to bring that change that we have been craving for.
Exactly.
Right. Still on the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Above the paper, 1 day to go. IGP orders air surveillance in Lagos, deploys 27,000 cops. Ogun PDP demands DSS directors redeployment over riot. Core members reject INEC posting to 3 Imo local government areas.
Well, I'm not surprised about
Neither
that.
Neither am I.
Because
safety first.
Yes, safety first. And that, most especially in Imo State, probably those local government has been a flashpoint where recently, even on social media, we saw some gunmen attacked some places, have got some INEC officials to lie down on the floor and was, making some statements about there was not going to be election in the southeast. When we believe the Nigerian army and other security agencies are top of the
Yes, there's so much trust in them right now, and it's a good one. Still on the Daily Trust newspaper, how digital surveillance threatens press freedom in Nigeria and others. Details of that story on page 11. Nigerian banks face credit risk from regional expansion. That's a page 20 read. Mastermind of Abuja-Kaduna train attack arrested, $5,000 recovered. You get details of that story on page 5. I hope it doesn't just end here. I hope that, he has been arrested, $5,000 has been recovered. We hope that the matter still continues, taken to trial.
That's
and justice.
Abuja-Kaduna train attack was a very big thing.
It was a big issue. It was a big deal
issue
in the country.
In Nigeria. How many passengers were kidnapped? Some of them got released. Some of them got released after paying 100 million naira and all of that. So it's a big deal.
Let's quickly wrap up with the Daily Trust
newspaper. That's a good one for the Nigerian security agencies.
Absolutely. Go out and vote. Biden charges Nigerians. Details on page 5. Election results must reflect people's will. That's coming from ECOWAS observers. That's a page 28 read. Man jailed 1 year for insulting dad. Details on page 17. You want to get the update. And lastly, on the Daily Trust, elections, 15 killed in Kano, Enugu, Ebonyi, violence. That's a page 25 read. Those are the headlines on the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. But we'll go on a break now. When we're back, we're still here to take your calls. Do well to save the number 0700 1021 1021. We'll be back in a moment.
The business terrain can be tough, challenging, and murky. You need to be armed with superior intelligence, resilience, and knowledge to be able to triumph. Do you desire to thrive in business and become a reference point? Then join us every Monday on High Impact Radio 102.1 FM for TLIG, the Land is Green Business Show. Showtime is on Monday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mopolu Shade, Shonaike, and Kehinde Ajose are your hosts. It promises to be educated, empowering, and thought-provoking.
Have your PVC ready. Conduct yourselves orderly. Join the queue. Cast your vote secretly. Thumbprint correctly. Do not waste your vote. Do not sell your vote. Secure your future. If you sell your vote, you have sold good roads, electricity, water, education, good healthcare, etc. Be part of nation building. Cast your vote for honest candidates. Shun electoral violence. You could lose your life for nothing, for nothing, for nothing. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, NOAA.
Join us Mondays to Fridays at 7:05 a.m. to 8 a.m. for freshly baked stories on the newspaper review at High Impact 102.1 FM. Follow us on social media at High Impact 102.1 FM or call 0700 1021 1021. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
Yes, it's the newspaper review. We are taking a look at stories making the rounds on front page of the Punch newspaper. We have taken a look also at stories making the round on front page of the Guardian newspaper and the Daily Trust newspaper. Now we're heading on to the Vanguard newspaper once again. The numbers to call 0700 1021 1021. I take that again, 0700 1021 1021. Call into the newspaper review this morning and talk about the story that gets your attention. Now, after stories making the rounds on front page of the Vanguard newspaper, 87.2 million PVCs collected as Nigerians go to the polls tomorrow. And it's after weeks of preparations, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared 87.209007 voters out of the 93.5 million it registered to vote in tomorrow's presidential and National Assembly elections and the March 11 governorship and state assembly polls. And troops arrest mastermind of Abuja Kaduna train attack. We will be talking about that story as we progress. Kano boils, 60 arrested, three vehicles burnt, many injured. Naira redesign Buhari not in breach of Supreme Court order, says Malami. And insecurity fears persist as Nigerians vote. NCP approves preferred bidder for Zungeru hydraulic concession. And sit at home, Simon Ekpa arrested, released by Finnish police. Those are the top stories on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Rep Tunji Ojo endorsed for another term in Ikare Akoko. And Uduagan preaches peaceful elections, expresses hope for fresh hands. Labour Party governor candidate dumps Peter Obi for Tinubu in Adamawa State. Kokonso arrives Kano ahead of presidential elections. I see. Those are the stories making the rounds on front page of the Vanguard newspaper.
Yes, the phone lines are still open. Do not forget to call us 0700 1021 1021. We see that your calls are trying to come in. Do not give up. Keep trying. We'll definitely take your call. 0700 1021 1021. I think we should take the story on
Kano.
Before we get to that, the Naira redesign Buhari not in breach of Supreme Court order, so that people can understand what Malami means by this. Now, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, said on Thursday that President Muhammad Buhari has not acted in breach on the case instituted at the Supreme Court by some state governors over the Naira swap deadline. The AGF said as far as the rule of law was concerned, there were many options available, adding that the fate of state governors and other individuals being investigated for alleged treasonable utterances over the Naira redesign policy would be determined by the security agencies involved. Now, the government also said it was only a few individuals that were promoting the interest of some persons that might have got their wealth illegally and looted public funds, which they intended to use to influence the electorate in the elections starting tomorrow.
Yeah, the last time on record when we had a conversation with the legal practitioner Evans Sufeli, he expressly talked extensively about the good intentions of the government in making sure. Okay, we have a call. Good morning and welcome to the review. Your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello, good morning. Do well to call us back. What is going on this morning? 0700 1021
The network should be friendly this morning.
Please, we want
let Nigerians express themselves.
We want to hear Nigerians. 0700 1021 1021. Keep trying to reach us. We'll definitely.
Yes, like I was saying, Evans Ofeli, the lawyer, that he was expressing himself extensively, and he made it very clear that the policy from Mr. President is a very good one. At the same time, I brought to the fore the issue about the Supreme Court. There's an allegation that the Supreme Court doesn't have the what's this word? The jurisdiction to entertain that case. And he said it was the Supreme Court will first of all sit on the case. Right. Okay, we have another
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Saxon. that called before.
Thank you for calling again.
What I want to say is that we Nigerians, we Yorubas, are you born Yoruba?
Just go ahead and share your opinion, your thoughts.
We Yorubas, like, we have the opportunity to even send Buhari away even before he started ruling. We have the opportunity, but he has collected everything. I even saw the new Naira note that we don't have here. He's sharing it for the Hausa people on television. So I don't want ourselves if they don't know. So that's what I have to say.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for your position, but let me say this, that it's not a Yoruba, Igbo, or Hausa thing.
It's not an ethnicity.
It's not an ethnic thing.
Neither is it a religious thing.
Yes, and it is, I think we shouldn't refer to Buhari. Probably you should say the presidency. The presidency is charged with the responsibility of implementing laws and with regards to getting feedback from its agencies through which it implements those laws. It also has the right to churn out policies for the good governance of the entire state, even though it's now going to be within the confines of the law, and the legislative arm of government has its own oversight function to make sure that such policies that is being brought forth by the executive organ of government does not work detrimental to the interest or the security and well-being of Nigerians. And if there is any of such thought or suspicion, they go to court and entertain this matter, which is where the Supreme Court now came in. We have another call online. Good morning and welcome to the newspaper review.
Yes, I've called before.
Okay.
George.
Yes.
You see, what baffles me a lot in this country is that we Nigerians, we don't seem to learn from the past mistakes of past errors, things we've done wrong. You see, this time around now, Nigeria wants a true Democrat, a man who will come to serve, not whom they will serve. So I urge everybody to come out and vote, because I can see people say that they are scared of coming out tomorrow, this, that. Everybody should come out tomorrow and vote. Nothing will happen, because we need a real change, a total change, the main change, the total change. We need things to start working. The youth start talking, and this is the time. This is the time for every youth to come out and vote in mass. If you know the way things is going in this country is not, you're not satisfied with it or satisfied with it, just come out and vote.
All right, Judge.
Come out and vote. Make a change.
Thank
you. The real change.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, George. I'm sure Nigerians can hear you loud and clear. So before Judge called back again, I was addressing that thing, that it's not about religion, it's not about ethnicity, and the North needs the South to win election. The South needs the North to win election. The North needs the East, and the East needs the North. The East needs the South as well. There is all politicians wanting to vote or contest. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, welcome to the newspaper review. Your name and where you're calling us from, please.
Oh, I'm Fermi, calling from Ogun State.
All right, okay. Fermi.
I'm used to talk about the cash problem. Like, seriously, there's something going on about the cash problem. There's no cash in Nigeria right now. Like yesterday, when I wanted to collect 2,000, they told me 700. I was like, what? That's not possible. I just want the election to just be over. Like, seriously over. This cash problem is just ruining everything. Everybody's just hungry. There's no money outside. We need money. We need cash. They should do something about it. 2,700. I was like, what? I just made my turn back and my family was hungry. Like, seriously, we need something.
So sorry about that. Fermi, let me ask you a question. Do you have your PVC?
No, I'm just 13.
You're just 13? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you should encourage your parents, your guardians, your aunties, your uncle, everyone that has a PVC around you to actually go out to cast their vote so that we can see a change and, things get better. I'm so sorry about your experience.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, to think that Feromi 13, a teenager, is also feeling the heat of this thing shows that everybody, one way or the other, is affected. You know, she was talking about withdrawing 2,000 naira and paying 700. When this whole thing started, I went to use a POS vendor. She was, I think I shared it then, she was only dispensing 2,000 naira. You can't withdraw more than 2,000 naira, and her charge was 300. Now it has skyrocketed to 500. Now to 700 rather. 700. I learned that somewhere very close to us, withdrawal at POS vendors with 5,000 naira new notes is they are charging 1,500. I am not joking.
You've taken the whole money.
I am not joking. I saw it. One of our team members also saw it. And someone else called me and said, see, this is what's going on. 5,000 naira, you collect 3,500. And I'm like, that's almost half of the money.
Yes, you're buying your money.
You're buying your own money. My brother reached out to me, wanted to, withdraw, and after struggling, he saw a POS vendor. Okay, how much? 4,000 naira. I think they said 1.2 or 1.3, and it's 200 naira notes. The old 200 naira notes. So yes, this issue of POS vendors and the charges.
But the thing, yes, when you speak to these POS vendors and why do you charge astronomically? For they start telling you, like, okay, who are you? I'm only going to say this because, okay, they purchase that money. Okay, where do you purchase the money from? Who?
Most of them are not giving out that information.
Of course, they are not, but we can see sometimes some of them go to filling stations because some filling stations don't accept, don't do the POS thing. Some of them do. Some of them are hell-bent on just getting cash. So when they get those cash, they sell it off to the POS vendors, and the POS vendors in turn will need to sell that money back to the public.
Okay, so I want to share my experience very quickly on the whole getting fuel into the car and all of that. So just very close to us here. If you want to buy fuel, the queue isn't very much, but what causes the queue is that you have to come down from your car, go. So they have the filling station has a POS spot where it's for them. It's not like a vendor thing. Okay. So you go there, you slot in your card, you pay first. Then you bring the receipt to buy the fuel. Now, God blesses you so much, it works. But unfortunately, that day we were about 15. So there's a queue for POS and then there's a queue for fuel. So in fact, you may be in your car and the person that is in front of you is not in their car because they've gone to go and pay. And then out of the 15 persons that queued that day, only 3 people were able to buy fuel. My card was declined. Almost everybody there, their cards were declined and their money was hanging. So we were not able to buy fuel. Yes, we had to turn around. And also there's this guy, there was no fuel in his car. He had to beg someone to at least, please, give me 2,000 naira. Let me buy fuel. I will do my best to go and send the money. The dude was devastated. And then there was this other guy that he tried it 3 times. The money was hanging. He started fighting. He was shouting.
Means the money went. The money left his account.
So the money left the account, but the money did not get to the destination. So the money was just there.
Yes, the issues like this have come up.
Was there a proof that in his phone
he had to show
he has been debited?
Yes, he had to show.
That's not reasonable.
He was frustrated.
That is not the first time this is happening. I was still telling you yesterday. Someone sent some money to my account, one of my accounts. I got the credit alert. Like it showed so amount has been credited, but it wasn't reflecting in my balance. My balance was still the initial balance I was having. So I even transferred from that account to another account, my personal. They debited me, but the money someone sent to me wasn't still reflecting. So sometimes it's like this. But we have a caller on the line. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on the newspaper review.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your radio set.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Please turn down the volume of your radio set.
Okay.
What's your name and where are you calling us from? All right, do well to call us back, 0700-1021-1021. Even Grace, the producer of On Record, Grace, she was sharing her experience as well. She wanted to make use of a POS, and she transferred to the lady. She got debited The money has left her account, but the money never got to the woman's account.
It's not
she has
never,
written,
it hasn't.
She has sent mails, she has reached out, she has done a lot of things just to, let them understand that this money has left my account, but it did not get to the destination. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on the review.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Obuche. This is Mr. Carlo on phone.
Your name again?
Carlo.
All right, Carlo, please, what's your story? Go ahead.
You see, what always happens is that why I have not been calling on most of these radio platforms, that whenever somebody got the information and brought it to this radio station, you people will just cut it down without believing that. Just like the last two callers said that it is people I knew about that are going to, because I was in the north. I saw this morning, this place.
Okay.
This place, the money that we are looking for in this house, early. I don't know why when somebody brought this, you just see that movement and to see what's happening. You see, it happens so much of the time. So wasting my energy calling on this person. What I get called is me, is happening. There was a target against which Satan and swear. That's what happened. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kalu. And it would have been very, very clear if the caller said, okay, in the north, this money is being brandished here and there and is being displayed and shared. Somewhere in the south, this money is being brandished here and there and is being shared. But we don't seem to have access to this money. What is going on? But if you or any other caller comes up to say the Yorubas or the Igbos or the Hausas and this and that, we cannot tolerate or continue with that. There is a code of ethics in this line of job and in this line of duty, in this career and in this profession as a journalist, and we've been regulated and there are regulatory rules to that, and we cannot entertain perspectives or in the way that it will incite the public or will cause some level of division among the tribes in Nigeria, the ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. Absolutely. That's the reason for that, and we are not trying to single out such opinions to shut them down, but we just won't. We're not just going to re-echo it, because re-echoing it will bring division to our people, and that is not our primary mandate here, Mr. Kalu.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your input to the program. So,
thank you.
Yes, we're talking about the cash crunch.
Yeah.
So, but because when you go out to carry out, when you carry out a transaction and you've been debited, it's obvious that it says you've been debited and so amount of money has been sent to Bolade's account. So it shows that money is going to get there as long as you've been debited. I think whoever the merchant is should be reasonable enough to accept and tell you to go, in expectation that money is going to enter their account.
I'm gonna interject you there a little bit, and this is why. So unfortunately, because of how these banking systems work, so there's a third party. Do you understand? So there is you, there is a third party, and then there is the bank. Do you understand? So see, sometimes the money is hanging in the third party. Sometimes the money has gotten to the bank and it hasn't reflected. Sometimes the money is still in your accounts, but it just left. Like, there's so many reasons why this may happen and you may have a problem. Now, here is why I'm saying that you may not really work with the merchant, because the money at the end of the day may not get to that merchant. The money may come back to you.
Yes.
And if you have left, it means that
it's their loss.
It's their loss.
They give you the good,
and you should go. There's a high possibility, especially if it is somebody that you may necessarily not come back there. They don't know who you are. You're not a customer. It's easier if you're a customer. They know you. They know where you live or something. We can find you. But for instance, like a filling station where anybody that came from the north can just pass by and go. And you bought, for instance, you bought a fuel of 20,000 naira.
Did I fill my tank?
And you filled your tank or something like that, and then the money did not reach the merchant. The money somehow left your account, but the money is hanging. There's a high possibility that money comes back to you maybe after 8 working days or 20 working days or stuff like that. That's you.
Not everybody will do that.
That's you. Somebody has said glory to God.
Something happened on Wednesday. I wanted to get
glory
eggs.
Doesn't get to God in such issues.
I wanted to get eggs. So I went out to so the woman is sort of my customer. She doesn't have my number, she doesn't know my name, but that's where I usually get eggs. So I tried my apps, they were not working. I went to the friend. So my friend said, okay, let me try it. And then he tried it. He put in his PIN, but the thing just kept showing loading for over 10 minutes. So eventually it showed error. We left. I said I will come back the next day. So I went back there yesterday. I wanted to try with my app again. She was like, oh, what is your friend's name? I told her, I said, the money came in eventually yesterday night. That was someone that was honest. She said it came in eventually, but I don't have your number. I don't know where you stay. Yeah. So she gave me the eggs. Now, it could have been a situation where the money did not get to her. The money did not come back to my friend, but the money is somewhere. In cases like that, that's when you now need to go to the bank. They tell you to fill a form and wait for some number of days. And not everybody is honest.
3 working days.
Most times 7 working days, 8 working days. I've heard 14 working days.
2 weeks. My money is still hanging. I don't know where it is. 2 weeks.
Wrong.
Not everybody is honest enough to even return the money or to tell you I eventually got the money or something. And sometimes these traders actually suffer losses because some of them trust you enough to say, you know what, go. I will see it. If I don't see it, just come back. But some people will not come back. They will reverse the money to the people.
They'll collect your phone numbers and say, oh, we'll call you, blah, 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 and stuff like that. But they will never.
I've given out my phone numbers to strangers, at different times, or about the Uber driver that we had a conversation with, and he got credited twice, and we had to,
but he was honest
twice
enough to refund.
He's such a nice person. He's such a nice. On Sunday, I was trying to. So there is this special small chops I like to eat on Sunday, and in fact, I'd already gone to tell my friends that there's this small chop. So everybody was like, okay, buy for me. Okay, so yay, let's buy. The more the merrier, and all of that. And I was there, very hot for 4th, and I was ready to buy my small chops. The guy was ready. So, okay, all you have to do is transfer. Nobody was taking cash at any of the vendors, spots. I said, okay, fine. I transfer. See, now here's the funny thing. I just used the app just 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
I was happy that the app is working. Do you get? And so I was like, okay, the guy had already packed the small chops, 5 packs, 5,000 naira, because it's 1,000 naira per pack and all of that. Okay. And then he was using one of these fintech. Now here's the problem. Like some of these fintechs do not use USSD.
Yes.
Do you understand? Yes. So you can't find it on the USSD. So you have to use our app. Yeah. Yes. So I was like, okay, fine. I can't find you on the USSD. And my USSD, funny enough, was working. It doesn't work most of the time. So it's okay, let me use this. He was rolling and the guy had packed my small chops. People were there. The guy had to say, madam, I'm sorry, I have to sell it. I was there for 1 hour. I was so determined. I kept on trying until he went. And the guy was like, I should hold on. The guy did not allow anybody go until he gets the alert. He said, please hold on. I had to wait. So I waited for small chop for more than an hour. And then confirmation for about 15 minutes. Luckily, I was praying, please. Because you see now, I was watching one program yesterday on TV, and then the person was like, you know what, apps have become a situation where you send money, you pray, you hope, you put the ATM up, you pray.
Most times when I want to make a transaction, my phone is usually like this. I'm either trying to get network.
Do you understand?
This is pressure. I don't know why there's this problem during the cash crunch, because it's during this cash crunch era that we're supposed to have this app work so efficient that people will find it very, very easy to make transfers or use the USSD code or use the bank apps. Hello, good morning and welcome to the newspaper review. What's your name and where you're calling us from? Hello?
It's Michael.
Michael from Shomolu Bariga. Please, can you speak up?
Yeah. Michael from Shomolu.
All right, please go ahead. What's your story?
I just really like the whole here now. Like about 3 weeks ago now, I went to somewhere to get them. I brought it to crate of them, and I made a transfer to them. And I was debited. So I told the woman that, okay, in case if they did not see any credit alert, if they did not receive any alert, to call my number. And I gave them my 2 number and my name, everything. But till now, I've not been able until now, they have not deducted the money from my account, and the woman did not call me. So I don't even know what is going on about this, about the issue.
Mike, can you go back? Can you go back to the woman's store?
Yes, I can. I can, because the place is far to my place, but I can still go there, sir.
Oh, please try, okay?
Just to confirm and be sure, so you know if you're going to transfer the money to her again. Thank you very much, Mike.
Okay.
You know,
thanks. Yeah.
I don't even know how I do not remember to share this. I remember saying it with Esther. I think Balade was around that day as well. How I went to the supermarket to get bread. I was debited. I paid with my card. I was debited, but it didn't go through. So I had to transfer to them. So I've been processing a refund for the money for some time. I reached out to my friend that works in the particular bank. She asked me to send the receipts, the dates, and all of that, which I did. And after like 2-3 weeks, I just get the mail. So the money did not get to the supermarket. The money did not come back to me. And I get a mail from the bank that the case has been closed. It is confirmed as successful to receiving, or I can't even remember how they put it. So I called my friend. What was going on? She said that somehow the money has gone. Gone to where?
To the other person's account.
Now from my
app
history.
Yes.
Because she was able to check the history, the money did not get to those people. So that's how the money went. But I just told myself, Sarah, get over it. Just get over it.
Talking about the Central Bank of Nigeria and the wherewithal for them to control issues like this, there should be a department in the CBN. I know the CBN is very big, and to solve this kind of problem, so people can stop being ripped off their money, suffering loss unnecessarily.
Right.
It should be. I think we've discussed the cash crunch issue extensively.
Yes, our producer is already looking at us that, oh yeah, it's time to go. You know, it's been an interesting conversation. I wish we could still stay and, talk about all this, but then
the elections and this cash crunch issues are the two major things.
Exactly.
Right in the face of Nigerians.
Exactly, and then Nigerians will be going to the polls tomorrow. Do not don't give in to fear. Go out as soon as you finish casting your vote. Go back to your house. Don't try to be. If you're not an accredited agent or
you can stay 30 meters away from the police station.
Don't try to monitor what you do not need to monitor. Be safe. Do all the necessary things and return home in one piece. We'll be here to take your calls tomorrow to give us feedback on what is going on at your police unit.
Yes.
Do well to call us. Thank you so much. I am Sarah Osanta. Have a fantastic weekend.
And I'm Oyin Priye Krumale. Thanks for listening.